Oh, thanks, David. God, I need to stop taking acid.
Hey YouTube, and welcome to the first ever episode of Dylan Destroys Movies. So for our first episode, we watched Zombeavers. To give you a little rundown of the story, first off, warning, there are spoilers ahead, of course. This is
a review type
full
video.
of spoilers, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want to hear spoilers, go away.
Don't watch
But, Zombeavers. So a group of college students go up to a lake house for a bit of vacationing fun, and while they're there, two biohazardous waste disposal guys end up dropping a tank into the lake where the beavers are, and then makes the beavers into mutant zombies. Chaos ensues, and they start biting people and turning them into weird zombie people hybrid things. There's even a zombie bear, and it's pretty out there. It's a pretty good movie. You'd be surprised how good the acting is, but yeah, it's different. So I'm gonna let Dylan rip it apart.
Alright, people.
Destroy the movie.
Let's get to the good stuff. So, these girls are planning a weekend away without their boyfriend, so what's the first thing that the women do? They tell their boyfriends where they're going, because that makes sense, right? Oh, let's go away for the weekend and tell everyone where we're going so they can come surprise us. Oh my god. And we're just, going around and they're using the bathroom, and she gets a text from her boyfriend at the time, and there's no other texts. There's no other text on the phone. It's just, hey. Because this is the first time that she's texted him, apparently. And then all of a sudden you just hear, gotta shit. Okay. And so she opens the door, and there's this old dude. Well, not old, he's middle-aged. I feel like I'm being a little bit too much of an asshole there, but whatever. This is Zombeavers, I don't feel too bad. So, he's like, well, hey there. How you doing? And she's like, could you move out of the way? He's like, yeah. Stares at her ass, and he's like, I would do anything you tell me to do. Which really set the tone for all the adult males in this movie. There was not one redeemable guy. They were all thinking about sex all the time, 24/7. It was, alright, how do I get with these college girls? Alright. So, then we get to our cabin, and this cabin looks disgusting. The roof's caving in, and the sides are all destroyed, but apparently people actually live in this house, and they're just gone for the weekend. That never gets explained or expanded on, which was great. Then we get random old woman appearance, who's just, well, hey there! This is about as good a southern accent as you're gonna get in this movie!
And remember, for some reason, she knows the girl whose family owns the cabin that they're staying in. They never explain why.
So she shows up and she's like, well, if you ever need anything, we got our phone over there. And the only reason that she's there is so we can set up that there's other people. So that way it's not like,
Oh my god, it's another cabin in the woods story. Oh my god, they're alone, this is great.
no, there's other people, but they proved to be completely useless. And they brought the dog with them because we're going into a cabin in the woods. Let's bring Fido. Why not? So they decide to go swimming, and one girl's like,
You know what? No top. They're like, but what if the old woman sees? And she's like, no, I don't care. Let them see.
so they go swimming. And, we get a couple of shots of the beavers like,
We're watching. Just reminding you that this movie's about beavers.
fuck. Oh, there's plenty of vagina beaver references along with regular beaver references. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
The amount of beaver puns made is pretty
it's disgusting. Alright. While they're swimming, they're on this little dock, which they keep calling a raft for the entire movie. It is not a raft, it is a dock. There was a ladder. So they see this beaver dam, and they're like,
Oh my god, I love beavers.
so they go over to the dam, and they're like,
Oh my god, there's green stuff everywhere. I bet they pee green.
huh? Who told you? No, seriously, show your work. I want to see. I want to see the book you're referencing. Cite your sources. Anyway, so they're like, oh my god, a bear! And the girl who just has her tits out the entire time goes, Cause that's who you should be covering up for, is the bear. The bear's gonna go off and tell your mother, oh, you know what I saw your daughter doing? She was just swimming topless. Felt like you should know.
Oh, thanks, David. God, I need to stop taking acid.
So then, enter our little dude. What was his name? Smith with a Y.
How do you spell that?
S-M... I-T-H-Y. You know what? The Y is silent. The Y is silent.
It's S-M-Y-T-H.
No, come on. The Y's at the end. It's silent. It doesn't make sense. It's Zombeavers. So he comes in and you just fires a rifle off into the air, and the bear just sort of sits down.
And leaves.
They don't ever really show the bear leave, but it's just assumed.
But you know it's still around.
Woman's still covering herself up.
Well, at least she has a reason now, right? There's another friggin' human being. So he's like, well, how y'all doing? Hey there. You oughta cover yourself up. Cause we can't go a few minutes without having some sexual comment made about these women. So he's like, oh yeah, you should cover yourself up. You know, we got a lot of good family folk around here. And
They're like, okay, yeah, don't worry. She lost her top over in the lake.
it was a fucking lie, by the way. And he's like, no, I'm talking about all of you. Y'all got your bare belly showing. Cause families have never seen bikinis before. That's totally a problem. Oh my god. And by the way, throughout this entire time, there are people like in and out of accents. Are we in the South? Are we not in the South? Are we in Indiana? Are we not in Indiana? We're 4 hours away from where they are, but where did they start? We don't know. All we know is that they're in college. Yeah! So it's nighttime, sun sets, and you know, as horror movies do, shit hits the fan real quick, but like in a subtle way. So they start to hear some noises, some biggity banging, some slippity slapping, some truth or daring.
Meanwhile, just to clarify, it's just the 3 girls right now.
It is just, there are only 3 girls right now, you know, Smith with a Y is off, I don't know, having sex with the bear that he's scared off. I don't know what he does. So there's some bigoted banging, like,
oh my god, what is that? It's your dad. Because they were playing a game of like, would you rather, and one of the girls decided that she would rather have sex with her dad than watch her dad murder her mother.
so they're like,
Oh my god, it's your dad. He's here to collect on the bet. Oh my god.
and then more bangs come, and they're like, okay, no, this is serious now. We need to go check the door. We need to see. We need to make sure that everything's okay. And it's the boyfriends, because like I said, they told their boyfriends where they were going.
And they're like, oh my god, you guys can't be
Here. Meanwhile, one of them just wants to have sex with one of the girls the whole time.
Minor.
I haven't had sex in 36 hours. I gotta. It's like having your foot fall asleep, but it's my penis. I gotta have sex. It's the only way to wake it up. Oh my god, this man was annoying. So they go off and they just have sex for like the entire night.
I feel like a Power Ranger!
Actual line from the movie right there.
I'm using that.
So he's yelling obscenities. There's people having sex, and Jen,
who's like, I don't really want to do this trip. I need to talk to people. But then the guy that she wanted to talk to the entire time
I cheated on her.
shows up, and she's like, I don't want to talk to him.
I don't want to talk to the man. I wanted to talk to him over text. He's here now. I don't want to talk about it.
And then, you know, she decides, let's go take a shower because plot. She turns the water on, starts checking herself out. She starts taking stuff off. This is getting interesting. What's happening? And then Zombeaver just...
She somehow did not notice turning on the
didn't
water.
notice the
It was in the
Zombeaver.
shower.
It was just sitting in the tub. It was just like, oh, I'm just gonna chill here. Wait a second. All right, you almost undressed? All right, let's scare you. All right, let's do this. And it's just...
Meanwhile, you got...
So Zombeaver just putting a fright into the girl, so she runs out the door, and she's like, there's a beaver! He's like, weren't you just looking for beavers this entire time? Wasn't it your idea to go look at the dam before? And she's like,
no, but this beaver was different. It was a
rabies.
It was a rabid beaver.
there's no foam coming out the beaver's mouth. Where are you getting this idea from? All you see is that there's a beaver in your bathtub, and you're like, it must have rabies. It's the only solution. There's a beaver inside my house. It is rabid. It is rabid. So they're like, oh, we gotta go. We gotta check out this beaver. We gotta go take a look at it. So they go take a look at the beaver, and beaver's gone. And it's like, what? But how'd you get in the house? Now you just gone. So I'm like, are these like polter Zombeavers? I don't know what the deal is. Are they ghosts? Do they just sort of warp through walls? Are they the Power Rangers? I don't know where this movie's gonna take with this. So they're like, oh, let's take a look in the mirror because the beaver might be in the mirror. And below the mirror is the sink, and there's like a cabinet. Beaver's just like, surprise, motherfucker! And it starts trying to nibble-nabble on the guy's leg, and it's just...
So they beat it in half with a
They
baseball
just,
bat.
with a baseball bat, let's just beat this thing relentlessly. Oh, I'm inside of it now. I'm cutting the thing in half. And what do they do with it? They put it in a bag and they just leave it on the front porch. They're just like, garbage can? No. Burn it? No. Stab it 1,000,000 times until it's in tons of pieces? No. Bag on the porch? That is the idea. That is the winner. Let's just leave it out there for all the beavers. It'll send a message. So then we cut back to the bag and it shifts and we fade to black just in case this ever made it to TV so we can fit the commercial breaks in. And we go back out of black and all of a sudden it's dawn, so nothing else happened that night. I don't know, did we solve any of the relationship turmoil that happened with the cheater? No, did they just have sex the entire rest of the night? Probably. So they wake up and they're like, oh my god, let's go swimming. Because they're not fazed by the fact that they were just attacked by a beaver. And where do beavers live? Well, they live in the... Yeah, they live in the water. So where are you gonna go? Well, we were thinking go... So why would you swim? Why would you swim? Why would you go swimming? People out there, if you just got attacked by a rabid beaver, would you be going swimming? No, of course not. This is a horror movie and these are white people. They don't make sense. Okay, now they're just swimming around and then the blonde girl who had the cheating boyfriend, Jen, was it Jen? I'm gonna call her Jen. Jen, she's just like, I don't wanna go in the water. Why'd you get in the bikini, girl? We all know you gotta go back in the water. So cut over to the little raft dock thing. And there's the cheating boyfriend and like her best friend who has the glasses, who is not Jen or Zoe. She's the other one. Mary! So Mary and cheating boyfriend are like, oh my god, so like, I'm like a woman. So we cut to the dude and he's all like, yo, did she talk to you about the picture? Because Jen's got a picture on her phone of the cheating boyfriend macking on some other girl. And that's a plot line that we need in this movie.
Because it turns out...
So she's like, yeah, she had me look at it like every time, like pixel by pixel and like line by line. He's like, so she doesn't know it's you? Great. It was one of the friends, because we couldn't just have an impartial third party out here. We had to throw more turmoil into the mix because let's just get everything all going. So and then all of a sudden she's like, okay, Jen on the dock's like, you know what, I'm gonna go put my feet in. I was attacked by a beaver, but you know what, I'm being called a little woman, so I'm just gonna go put my feet in. I'm just gonna stand there. And all of a sudden we get, one of those Jaws underwater shots where it's like, da 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 feet, but they don't attack the feet, they just sort of swim right by it. And she's like, oh my god, something swam by my feet. So get out of the water. No, I'ma stand here and repeat that it swam by my feet. Good idea. Yes. This is the plan. Then they cut to the dude out on, like, in the middle of the lake, Mr. I feel like a Power Ranger. He's swimming around and all of a sudden he just, bloop, he down and just underwater and they're like,
Then he comes up with his own foot.
And all of a sudden there's just blood, and he comes up holding his foot. He's just holding his foot. Like, So these beavers just eat feet and just leave the rest. They're like, I'm gonna just nibble the foot off, and I'm gonna back up. Can't do too much in one scene now. So they, in a panic, of course, swim onto the dock. And they're like, oh my god, there's beavers everywhere. There's beavers, look at all the beavers. But, then they disappear. Beavers disappear. So we cut to Jen. And Jen, I guess, somehow got away from the banks, away from her beaver without, getting nibbled or any of that. So she runs to the house, like, I need to call things. And the phone's not working because we cut to the phone box. And the beavers have scratched up the phone box and they nibbled up the wires because... when you turn into a zombie as a beaver, you naturally become, superhuman intelligence. You know what they're gonna do when they start finding out who we are? We are going to, have the police called on us. There's gonna be people here. We need to cut the phones. Because that is what that box does. We're going to nibble the shit out of those wires so they can't call for no man. So, of course, she can't call. And then all of a sudden, Beaver drops from the ceiling. Just RK Beaver out of nowhere. And it just starts going, I'ma nibble your face, I'ma nibble your face, I am a beaver and I'ma nibble your face. So she's like, ah! And then we realize this is the beaver from before that had, its body chopped into two because it just starts separating. It's just splitting in half. It's dragging behind like its intestines. Ends up on the counter and she just sort of stabs it in the head. Cut to the people on the dock. People on the dock are like, oh my god, where'd the beavers go? Beavers are gone!
We need a distraction.
So the beavers are gone, and then all of a sudden the beavers are just like, nom, 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 nom. Because they can bite through a foot, but it takes them several attempts to get through wood. These are beavers that can't bite through wood?
What?
Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry, fucking what?
Were they taking invasion advice from the aliens from Signs? Oh my, so they can kill people and they can abduct people with their advanced technology, but they seem to have a problem with cellar doors. These are beavers that can get into houses, chew up phone lines, live after they've been split in half because they're zombies, so I get that part. But they can't nibble through wood. The shit they make their houses out of.
I'm sorry, fucking what?
I'm sorry. Fucking what? Alright. So they're like, we need a distraction. The beavers are not gonna leave us alone. So they pick up the Jack Russell Terrier and they're like, "Burr-burr-burr." And they throw the Jack Russell Terrier and it's out swimming the beavers at first. And they're just watching. They're just watching the dogs swim. They're like, we need a distraction.
Distracted them more than distracted the beavers.
Hold up.
Oh, he did.
He might make it. And of course he doesn't
did.
make it. This is a horror movie and, they kill off the dog. The dog gets eaten. But it's just sort of like swim, 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 swim.
It just saying.
And just submarines. And just a red puddle. That's all we get. Alright, fine. So the dog's dead. And now they realize, that distraction that we used, should use that now. Like after the...
Let's go.
So they dive, and the one guy with the one foot is just like, let me swim. I'm swimming with 1 foot. This is a struggle. So they're swimming away, and all the beavers are chasing them because they didn't use their time wisely. And so they get to the dock, they run into the house, and they're like, the beavers! And the beavers just sit there. Beavers just sit outside the house.
Bullshit. They're in base.
They just stare at the house. So then we cut to like nighttime now. And we're outside the house and there's just beavers just like, yeah, they step outside, they're done. Why haven't they come outside yet, Dave? Look, Jim, they're gonna come outside. It's gonna happen. Watch.
Outside.
Why can't we just chew down the wooden door? Shut up, Dave! So they're just sitting around dealing with relationship turmoil, and the girl's pissed because,
The guy's
the cheating boyfriend, killed her dog. So, she's upset. When she's not like, wow, you saved our life by, throwing the dog. And she's like, you killed my dog. Well, how else were you gonna get off the raft, you dumb bitch? Come on, explain. What was your idea? Fine. Okay, so she's mad and she, leaks the fact that it was her friend that the boyfriend cheated on her with. And, that causes turmoil. And then we start hearing some boom, ba-doom. Beavers are trying to get in the house, finally. I guess they were outside and Dave and Jim Bob, or whatever the hell I named the other beaver, were like,
percussion section.
you know what? I'm kind of sick of waiting here for them to come outside. I'm just gonna... It's a wooden house. We make our houses out of these. We should know how to get through this. Let's do this. Come on. Let's just say, wait. Don't do too much damage to the house. Okay. So they just sort of slam their bodies into the side, causing some banging. Like, we need to go for help.
We gotta get his foot back on.
His foot needs to get sewn back on, and we need help. We're gonna go drive to a hospital. That's the plan. You didn't think of this when you just got out you couldn't, okay, fine.
Hey, why did they wait till it was nighttime?
Why'd they wait till, and it's worth noting that they were warned that beavers are nocturnal. So they're like, you know what, instead of driving away now, why don't we wait till nighttime?
Why did only 3 of them go? Why didn't they all just leave?
Because
white people, that's why.
You know what?
They can take him to the hospital and then get away. Nah,
The
we leave 3
three-
people behind to deal with the beavers.
Oh my god, the 3 of us are gonna, stay behind.
Of course, they leave the love triangle behind.
Exactly, because
Plot points.
So the three other amigos go away to go, you know, just drive off into the sunset and go, you know, get the foot sewn on instead of, you know, going over to the old people's house and just trying to use the phone right away. They're like, no, let's just leave. Just get out of here. So they go.
But the love triangle has to stay.
And, you know, they're driving. He's like, what's ahead of us?
Beaver Dam.
They made a dam in the road. But, like, they didn't make a dam in the road, like, close to the house. Like, they went a solid 2-3 miles down road and were like, here. This is the place. Because why stop them early? Why keep your prey close? Or why not just, you know, wait at the goddamn dam so when they get out, inevitably to check the dam. So they turn around and there's a truck. There's just this truck sitting there. Because the beavers were like, you know what, we're going to leave the truck. I like
that was the hunter guy's truck.
Smith with a Y.
So, like, why was the truck left alone?
He was out testing his traps with his body.
So chew the tires!
They're beavers, they're not that smart. Oh, but they know how
But
to chew
they
phone
know how to
lines.
chew phone lines and make dams to keep the people from leaving, but they're not smart enough to bite the tires.
Or get through a dock.
Or get through a wooden dock.
Oh my god.
So
they checked out the truck and he's like, there's a couple of guns.
And then
Pause. And an axe, because the pause was necessary in that line delivery. So he doesn't grab the guns. He just grabs the axe. Grabs the axe, because that's the thing that's going to help you against the beavers. Something hand to hand, you know. Got to get them in close quarters. Why take them out at range? So, you know, he walks back towards the dam for a second. He's like, all right, you hold this axe. Now I'm going to go get the guns. Because I only got, like, 2 hands. I was like, you know what, I'm going to carry the axe with both.
gotta be safe.
Gotta be secure with my axe handling. Goes back and you just hear a scream, and he gets crushed by a tree. Beavers bit through the tree, but don't engage. They just sort of sit there going,
Good with Dave.
God! So they don't engage, and then one of the beavers decides to be daring, who was not involved in the tree chewing. He's like, I'm gonna come get you, and then boom! Beaver gets shot. Smith shows up out in the woods. Where were you when they were chewing through the tree that crushed him, Dick?
Testing his own trap with his body.
How dare you? Yeah, this guy in the earlier part of the movie, he's looking at his traps, and all of a sudden he's like, these are bear traps! If the trap works, your hand is done. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, so he loses either way. Either his trap doesn't work or he loses his hand.
Thankfully, his trap doesn't work, so, you know, that's comforting. But now, apparently, his traps do work, 'cause he's like, yeah, caught me one of them. And it ain't dead.
It should
And I tell you, it should be real dead.
Oh my god, what a good line. Oh, it should have been dead, but it isn't.
That hasn't happened throughout the movie already how many times? So they're driving back because, you know, they can't drive through a dam. They can't go around it up the hill in a truck because, I don't know, maybe Ford makes it. Ooh. Woo! Take that. So they get back and they're like, oh my god, let us in. Let us in. But the people boarded up the house because they're
with
like,
duct tape.
with duct tape and one piece of wood, and they're sitting there fighting the beavers off with their knives like... Anyway. They're like, let us in, and the beavers who were able to, like, one headbutt these planks, but the people with the hammers and the axes and the knives can't.
He's using a baseball bat like this.
He's trying to get the board off with the baseball bat, and he's just going, because this is the best way to do that. This is the most efficient way to remove, you know, a board, is to just kind of try to get the thin end of the bat between it. Doesn't work, obviously, because they're stupid. So they're like, we need to make a beeline for the other house. So meanwhile, the guy's still hobbling. And he's like, the entire time. And Smith with a Y, because remember, the Y is important. He just keeps turning around at random point and goes, son of a bitch. Bang! One shot, leaves. Then turns around again. Damn beavers. Bang! He's got to deliver a one-liner before every shot, just in case this movie gets popular enough to sell t-shirts. So they get to the old people's house, and they're like, well, where are the old people? There should be old people here, and there is not.
So you know what's gonna happen. The old people are dead. So they're looking around, but like we haven't seen the dead body yet, so it might still be a good reveal. And so like they're looking around, they look at the phone, and they just sort of lean down, and there's the old dude. He's in a pool of blood, and it looks fairly recent. They're like, all right, well, let's try the phone. This phone don't work either.
Like, well, why do you think that is?
Because beavers like chewing on twigs, and phone wires look like twigs.
Because that's exactly right. Because, you know, when I see a bunch of phone lines, I'm like,
You know what that looks like? A bunch of tree branches.
so they're wandering around the house, still trying to find people. He opens the door, old woman's just dead in her bed. He's like, okay. Closes the door and walks out. That might have been my favorite scene in the entire movie. He's just like,
It's the most natural line delivery.
and leaves. And he's like, well, all clear.
There's a dead freaking
There's
body
a dead
upstairs.
woman. You just saw.
Oh, what about the old woman?
She's in bed,
Well,
but she
she's in
ain't
bed.
alive.
Whatever's left of her.
How insensitive.
Why you gotta be a dick, Smith? Why?
With a Y.
With a Y. So like, alright, well, let's keep looking, I guess. I don't know what the plan is at this point. So, like we said, the old people are just sort of dead. And like, alright, well, we're gonna hold out here. That's the plan. He sees her dealing with the foot, and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, it's on ice. Because that's what you're supposed to do, right? It's been like 5 hours at this point. They got it in a Ziploc with a couple of ice cubes. This foot's gonna do well. He's like, well, you're not supposed to let it touch ice directly. That's gonna kill the tissue. How do you know this?
I saw it on TV.
Probably.
That's what he says.
Oh, good God. Okay, so then we cut back to the other house. Other house, it's like, this girl with glasses is in bed, and girl with cheating boyfriend goes up to her, and she's just like,
Jen. Getting all sexy.
getting all sexy and seductive, and she like goes on to him, she's like,
It wasn't the fact that he cheated, was it? It was that it was with me. I'm sorry, I just don't like it.
this, and then Beaver Fangs. She's a beaver now. It's been hours since this bitch has been dealt with, and now she turning into a beaver. And she's like, yeah, I'm a beaver. Look at me. I got a tail and my big old teeth. Cheating boyfriend comes in and beats her over the head with a bat. Honestly, what I wanted to do to most of the characters throughout this movie, and he got to do it. It's not fair. So they hold themselves out, and all the beavers are scrambling, and they're trying to, like, get into the house, which is made of wood. You should be able to get into a house that's made of wood.
So what did the boyfriend and Mary do? They decided to go make boom boom in the bathroom.
They go have sex. The cheating boyfriend, they're like, oh, but we need to make sure we don't have any bites. So they just start stripping. And
Oh, you're not bit. I'm not,
you're not bit.
You've got a bruise. Oh, let's have sex.
and they just start having sex. We cut away to the other house because, you know, let's just leave them to their own devices for a second. They're gonna do what they're gonna do in the bathroom. Cut back to the other house, and what do you think's gonna happen? The guy without his foot turns into a zombie. Great job! That was supposed to be a big reveal, and you figured it out on your own! So he turns into a zombie beaver. And he eats Smith's with a wise face. It's just
somehow, Zoe, who's got a gun, misses
at point blank
range.
She's like
3 times
with a rifle. She's like, bang. Damn it. Bang. Shit.
And then she hits Smith in the eye.
Shoots, and she kills the beaver zombie thing.
Though he is missing half a face at that time, so it's probably a mercy killing.
So goes up, and there's the old woman. She just sort of goes
and pulls her hair out.
And doesn't attack her or anything, just goes, nah. What are you gonna do about it? I'm a beaver. So naturally, she jumps out the window.
Of the second story.
Just second story window, and she's just like, and we cut away from her because who needs to find out how she
Right,
did?
you're supposed to assume she's dead, I guess, for a dramatic
Exactly.
reveal.
So we go back, and they're just, again, they're having sex. They're just, nah. And what happens? Beaver Jen pry open the door, and she bites his dick off.
She bites off all of
And
cheating
it's just-
boyfriend's dick. All of it. Not a little bit, she doesn't
It's
bite
just
it. She
all-
pulls it off. like
It's
a
just
chunk
all
of
of
bacon.
it. That was a painful moment. Hats off. Moment of silence. Anyway. So she gets away, but now the beaver bites an electrical outlet, and I guess beavers are made of metal because it causes sparks, and the beaver catches on fire and just runs into the curtains. He's like, I'm on fire. And now the house is on fire.
Yeah, not even the part where he hit caught fire. Like the bookcase, like 3 feet away, caught fire. It's just like fire.
So the truck drives through the side of the house, and they get the girl.
And it's Zoe, who had jumped out of a window because now she's alive.
She's alive and fine, and the car got started, and all's good. So they're driving away, and all of a sudden, here's Zombeaver Smith,
who knows
with a rifle, who's just like, I may be a beaver, and everyone else reverted back to their beaver ways, but I still know how to use my Smith & Wesson. Fires, and he misses, but they drive into a tree.
But wait, remember that bear? Now it's a beaver!
And now the bear from the beginning of the movie, who's had no point to the plot other than to reveal Smith, is a Zombeaver now. Is a Zombeaver. I don't know, like... a beaver, whatever, this bit's failing. So he's just like... And he doesn't really even do it, it's just sort of like... He leans on the truck for half a second, and then the truck, which is missing pretty much all of the front, just drives off. Car's fine, engine's good, we're done. Drive off, they get back to the dam, because like...
We gotta get out and go on foot because there's a dam in the way. Okay.
We gotta get out on foot.
Yeah. And you find dead man on a tree from before is now a zombie for just chilling out, just like, hey, I can't get out.
He's under a tree! They've proven they can nibble through these things! And yet he's like... If I was able to chew through this tree, you would so be dead. So they wander off and she's like, come on, Mary, we're gonna make it. And Mary just sort of stands back and pulls out a Beretta and she's like, you got bit.
And I was like, bitch, what? This is from jumping out a window.
I jumped out a window and saved you, and then all of a sudden Mary turns into a zombie.
So she kills her with the axe.
And
remember that axe from way before that nobody used this whole movie? Now there's the axe.
So she kills her, and she just sort of hobbles off, and we cut real quick, but she moves from being like here to like here.
Total necessary cut.
So it's like
really advanced.
So it's like I'm walking, hobbling, then, and now I'm here. This was a total necessary cut that we needed to make. So she hobbles off, she ends up in somewhat civilization, but there's houses behind her that she just decided, you know what, I'm not gonna mess with those
Now you remember those incompetent Biohazard guys from before?
Biohazard truck guys were like, yo, there's a girl on the road.
The driver's
like,
on his phone like...
I know. Really? Hits her, movie ends. All in all, like I said, acting not horrible, written horribly. Awfully written.
Don't forget, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 69% approval rating.
Hey.
Rotten Tomatoes, 69%. Netflix, I gave it 4 stars. Overall, writing's not too great. Acting is honestly pretty good for this kind of movie. The entertainment factor is pretty entertaining. There's boobs.
Yeah.
So, out of 10, 8?
No.
8 for sheer entertainment. For movie quality, 5.
Yes. Okay, I'll give you that. So
if you need a night to bro out with the dudes and watch something stupid,
this might be the movie for you.
You can make a good drinking game out of it. Every time someone says something stupid, every time someone gets naked, every time there's a beaver shows up, anytime there's a continuity error, you'll be drunk by halfway through the movie.
Anthony, we don't want to kill the people.
So overall, 8 out of 10 for entertainment, 5 out of 10 for movie quality.
Honestly, not as bad as I was expecting it to be. You see a movie title like Zombeavers, and you're like, alright, this is going to be literally the worst movie I've ever seen. But as far as bad Netflix horror movies go, it's got a lot of entertainment value. You get a lot of good laughs out of it. You get to make fun of some great characters. If you're a fan of old perverted men, don't worry, plenty of that in this movie for you. Yeah, you are, Sean. And all in all, not a horrible experience. Alright, so thank you guys for joining us for Dylan Destroys Movies. I'm Dylan.
I'm Anthony, and we'll see you next time.
TV.